Wrong button. The wrong time. So folks probably can hear me. Now I'm gonna press this button. I
Mm.
don't know what I was doing. Hi everybody, welcome to folks probably can hear me. Hi everybody. I'm James Lott Jr. This is the Jason Spotlight for the last couple of weeks. I guess. I forgot what happened 2 weeks ago, but I know what happened last week. No, we know what happened. Frank Moran's here. Hey
Hey,
Frank.
hey, everybody.
No hat today. No hats.
No hat. I couldn't even muster up the enthusiasm uh, to even put a hat on my head for the show. That's
Yes. And you have some Mark J. Freeman hair. You have some high hair from back in the day.
that's
That
right.
that was him. The closer to God, folks. The closer to God. We are here today after being gone a couple of weeks. Life happens, and I know some of you guys get upset. I know you do. It just means you love us. That's all. You just miss us. And we didn't do this one during the week because he was busy last week during the week. He has a life. What's going on? So
Barely, but it just so happened to be that was just uh those that week. I just had actually did have
yeah, he
stuff.
did have stuff. Yeah, he did. He has that stuff. He has stuff. So we're here today. We'll cover what we can, folks. If we forget something, don't get mad. Life will go on.
No.
We're probably going to not mention a few things just in case. We're going to do our best to give you a good show today, because we always do. The church announcements. There's only a few. Um, since we only did Beyond the Gates today because I couldn't bear to do Y and R Bowl. So sorry, folks who were looking forward to that. You didn't get it this week. You'll get. We're going to try again next Sunday. Bold is in, I think, Monte Carlo this week, so that's always something fun. So we're gonna try, and why not? We're gonna try. So that's what's happening. I can't promise you anything there either. But Beyond the Gates is out now. Amanda, Russ, and Candace Beck gave you a great 2 hour show with lots of product placement and all kinds of stuff. They did a great job. So check that out, audio and video. It's out now, Beyond the Gates after show. And then we're here, of course, me and Frank. And after us, Dishing Days, serving up a dish helping of Peacock's #1 Emmy award winning hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I think I almost got it. That's what Frank always says. I almost got it. He says every week. So they'll be there talking about Days of Our Lives, of course, and what's going on over there. I heard the new Lexi is great, but she's dying, so I don't know what's going on there. It's kind of crazy. So check them out. Tell them James and Frank sent you.
Ooh,
Uh,
and next week is the John Oliver week.
yes, it is. I saw the preview. I was like, okay. So, folks, I'll be a whole. So I'm going to actually watch it to see what he does over there. So I might report on that on daytime today. That's probably what I'll report. I'll report it on because I'm doing Days Live show, so we'll do that. But yeah, John Oliver has a whole different role over there. It looks like. So we'll see what's going on. It looks like a very farcical thing, Frank. Actually, it's very farcical. That's my word today, farcical. Um, Check out my interview with my cousin Christian J. LeBlanc, who is up for his 4th Emmy. Hopefully, he may win it for best lead actor in a drama series on Y&R. We talked about family. We talked about acting. We talked about some of the old time acting from the 80s and how he was a Donny Osmond impersonator.
Oh,
He tells that. So I know I looked up, Frank, I was wet. I said, that's the ticket. He tells the whole story and meeting Donny Osmond, meeting Marie Oz. It's a whole, folks, check out that interview. It's hilarious.
is he truly a little bit rock and roll?
And a little bit country too,
Yeah, there you go.
because of Marie. Um, and I'll share my interview, of course, with the legend, Mr. Eric Braden, my other friend. We sat down and had a great conversation, and he talks about why he didn't submit for the Emmys for like 20 years. He tells you exactly why. Woo! He was not. He thought very incestuous. He said not fair. So it was a whole story about that. But he's up for an Emmy too for a lead actor, and him and Christian submit the same scenes. Isn't that funny, Frank?
Oh, nice.
So they want each side of it. And Christian was like, "Yeah," and Eric cut me out. It was all him talking in his scenes. I started laughing so hard. Oh my god, they love each other and everything. So it was a lot of fun. So check those out.
Did your cousin, did he decide, I decided like, you know what, I am done being a Donny Osmond impersonator, or did the market dry up saying we don't need any Donny Osmond impersonators?
You have to watch the show, see where he led next, because it led him to something else.
All right.
Yeah, that's it led to something else, and it led him to working with Marissa Tomei.
That's great.
That's where it led him today. That's I can give that preview. Before this is way before the Cosby Show, a different world. So and my cousin Vinny. So this is all way before that. So we're talking early 80s kids, early 80s. And
Man.
how his family, the Osmonds and our family are both huge families. We have lots of brothers and sisters. And there's a comparison. We talk about that too. All that's on there.
Look at that. Donny Osmond impersonator. That's great.
Oh, okay. So it's beautiful, beautiful. I mean, it's the funniest story about how he got hired to do that. Anyways, that's all the church now, I guess, for that. And we'll be back next week, of course, for this show too. But let me just let you know that the last 2 weekends August will be no shows because I will be at Verticon, talking to all the vertical drama people on the
Ooh.
21st and 23rd. And the last weekend, I will be traveling to Indiana. So we'll probably do something while I'm in Indiana. I got to figure that out. Because now I'm going to Indiana, Frank. I'm going to New York City. I'm going to Chicago. I have all my trips planned. I'll be gone for a month and a half, but we will have shows. I just might be in a different location.
Ooh. I mean, we'll see.
We'll see.
I mean, James may find love out there and may have no time.
Love of Chicago, yes. Love of New York, yes. Love Indiana, but Indiana. I know talking about love of a person. And nobody wants this. Nobody wants all this. That's fine.
Oh, they do. Oh, they do.
Anyway, so that's what. But don't worry, just stay tuned. Just make sure you follow us, and you'll know all the you'll know all the news. You'll be in the loop as you go in there. So I think it's everything I tell you guys. Just everything. On to the show, Frank Moran. I'm gonna start with because we had a Zoom yesterday. I'm gonna talk about this thing. I have to get this out the way. The most the winner in my book for most unnecessary waste of our time, waste of my time, waste of your time scenes in a long time on General. This seriously was unnecessary. The trial of Curtis. I want to start with that. That whole thing was unnecessary. I don't even know. If Curtis is not found guilty, it's the way they're trying to spin it. It was like, but no, he hit somebody and he ruined his hand. He thinks he was. I mean, it doesn't even matter what he thinks. I guess it's the whole series of all of this, the courtroom scenes, everything was such a waste of time. Frank, what do you think?
uh, it's I feel like that this is probably a great example of real life versus soap opera. In real life, it would be pretty cut and dry. The man assaulted somebody, and he's going to be spending some time in prison. But here you can see just the fantastic hand of soap operas where we can do whataboutism, we can both sides it, to the point where it's like you could now have the characters and they're believing like, well, I think I got a chance. I think it's gonna happen. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? There is in a world where he's Isaiah, the police have already kind of ruled him out as a suspect. There is no evidence going for that. That I mean, who everybody knows that Isaiah said a comment, but a comment is one thing. It wasn't. I mean, Curtis is a grown ass man who, in front of everybody, swung hard at that man.
And they tried to throw Detective Fitzpatrick under the bus.
Oh yes.
He's like, but he's assaulted. He's yelling at him like it's cut and dry. The accident, as they said, was caused by them. It was not caused by nobody driving up and down 91. We all know this. But they brought that in there. It's the trial was so bad. There was no Stella. There was no Hat Daddy. There was no Trina. Everybody stayed away because the trial was so bad. It was bad. It was just bad. You have Lucas just say, "Yeah, he said what I." I mean, it was like it was just such a waste of space when we could use Molly and Martin better.
Ugh.
I
Yeah.
mean, it could have been better. I mean, they were competent in their roles, obviously, and everybody did their job. But like, and then, well, I guess Frank, you wanted to see some redemption or something. I don't know if you believe him. Drew coming in.
It as somebody who sat who was here saying that I wanted to see him feeling differently about some
Yes,
certain situations or people coming out of his locked in time.
yes,
I
yes.
I was very surprised because we spent folks, that's one reason I did not mind that we weren't able to meet last week is that I thought the first week of Drew being out and about after being locked up, everything awful, just horrible storytelling on every little bit. I can't wait for us to get a little bit more into this because I have so much to say
We
about how
will.
awful that was.
We
But
will.
uh so I was already expecting like this is it. He's just gonna flush. He's just gonna be back to exactly how he was with every single person before he went into his locked in syndrome. And to then see him show up at Curtis's office, hat in hand, apologetic, taking willing to stand up and I take accountability for what he had done with Curtis, surprised the heck out of me.
Mhm.
Uh, I I don't know. I mean, really interesting that out of everything that he was messed up in prior to being locked in, that Curtis was the one thing that he was like, all right, yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna I'll be apologetic and I'm gonna uh do something to try to repair the situation.
We're gonna get to that whole Jew stuff I mean, I just want to get this one storyline out the way because it's just so bad. Okay, we got to talk about Drew and Ava too, and what's that about? We'll get there in a second. Okay, so just to wrap this little shit up over here, baby Desmond's cute. I can do that part. He's a little cute little brown baby. Okay, he's cute. Um, I did because the storylines makes no sense, but I did like they did not forget that Molly and Jordan are kind of like family still. I did enjoy that little piece of scene, even though I hate the whole storyline. But I'm glad I'm just doing a little piece of positivity. That was fine for me. And that Hat Daddy was like trying to talk his sense into his son, but then decided to side with him.
It is frustrating beyond belief to me that both Hat Daddy and Stella are treating Curtis with kid gloves about all this stuff. It's just like so, this man needs to be read the riot act several times about this because the way that Curtis is behaving inexcusable and that none of his closest family is calling him out on it.
I
And
agree.
I mean, really calling him out on it, not
Right.
just like listening to him and going, okay, well, we'll let Curtis do what well, I
Doing.
guess we'll let
Hi,
him
everybody.
cook.
Welcome to right.
This man should not be cooking.
I
He should not be cooking at all. Get him out of the kitchen.
yes, and also something I did not enjoy. Hi everybody in chat. Hello everybody. Come on in. Hi Jason. Hi Natasha. Hi Simon. Hi April. Cheryl. Natasha. Annie. Hi buddy. So once again, yeah, I drag Portia's business on Front Street again. Like we have to hear that again. I'm glad she stood up for herself. It was like, oh okay. Oh, you sorry. It's like once again, when did you start sleeping with Isaiah? Like it's just like we already went through this already. She already went through this once already. So we gotta do it again to her. That's me was overkill. That's me was and I'm glad that she's kind of said, no, I object. You can't object. She's like, I am gonna object. Like I'm objecting. Like that's what I'm saying, but that was because it's like you're saying this storyline's ridiculous, you guys. Oh, like, even for my paycheck. No. I just felt like her, like, wait a minute. But he was with Jordan this whole time. Like, don't get it twisted. It's like he had dropped me by then. So I'm like, so it's just kind of, I was just like, it was unnecessary. I can use that word, Frank. It was so, this whole storyline is so unnecessary. And I'm saying, I feel like they're leading towards it being him getting off.
That it's gonna be frustrating because I mean, if he goes away, then I feel like that opens up Drew wanting to make a play for Aurora.
Like, mm-hmm.
Like if he's still around, then we kind of lose all that. So the one thing that also is driving me crazy too is Desmond. I mean, yes, all right, I will say that Portia raised Trina her whole life until she came to Port Charles and never told Curtis there was even a possibility that he could be the father. Okay, yes. But this baby is being treated like the way it's such a blessing. I don't, Stella, I love you, but I don't need to hear about this baby being such a blessing right now. Trina, you've already raised a child who has now graduated college. Uh, yes, Curtis wasn't there for her whole life. Yes, I understand that. But this baby is not your first baby. She's already raised one. She's already raised one.
When Taggart, remember Taggart was the father.
Oh,
Peter wasn't alone completely. She wasn't
no.
alone.
No, he's drinking out of his flask now, celebrating. I mean, I'm sure he did not send anything to Trina for her graduation.
That's just too much. This.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess we get the results tomorrow. I guess.
It can't happen soon enough, but it's just the thing that makes it so frustrating is that they chose to make it so obvious that Jordan was responsible for the accident. If they had left, if they hadn't made her responsible and it was the whoever was driving was the one that had done it, and we still didn't know who it was, I could understand Curtis's frustration. But it's frustrating to watch all this because we know he's so wrong. And why do I care about any of these scenes when I know he is wrong?
I agree with you.
Yeah, and it's there are times where soap opera characters are behaving because they don't have a certain piece of information, and it's still all right. But like this one, like it went out of its way to construct all the story parts of this to let you know that nope, Jordan was the one that did this, and we're even letting them within the story admit that they know that Jordan is responsible for doing this, and yet we continue with this Isaiah bit of it, and it's just like there's so many things you could manufacture genuine drama between all this, and they're choosing this. Oh,
I'm with you. As I'm saying, unnecessary. To me, it's unnecessary. It's not. It just makes it's unnecessary. I know. There's no word for me to say. It's unnecessary to me
yeah,
because the story is there, just not this story.
yeah. And so I don't know. Are they going to be saying like a jury's going to be together? These 12 people are going to be like, you know what? Yeah, but I mean, we don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did not come back and aid them. Wouldn't you want to punch somebody who didn't come back and help you? Ugh. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A grown man hit another man in public and broke his hand and prevented him from being able to do all the things that he does with his livelihood.
Hmm?
Guilty.
I say guilty also, but I have a feeling he's not going to be guilty.
Oh, and
And next
Curtis
Sunday, oh, go ahead, please.
holding Des. Curtis holding Des. Well, you'd be so proud of me. I fought so hard for her. Like, oh,
I know.
oh, oh,
Yeah,
oh.
I know. No, I know. I'm with you on this. I'm with you on it completely.
And still then to come out of this where he's like, I tell you, Auntie, if I get acquitted, Isaiah's never going to be part of this. Child's like, who are you to be talking about this, Curtis? Get out of here. Get
Well,
out of here.
Isaiah said, if it don't go that way either, it's going to be harder for everybody.
Yeah, which was why he's going to get acquitted because if he's found guilty, he just goes like that's not going to be his. You want to see Curtis being an ass out in public,
But
making these
Marlon
things.
Wallace says, hi, Marlon. He thinks Curtis might be found guilty but not face jail time. We get like a community service.
Mm.
Probation.
I mean, but what does that do? Like that, I don't know. I don't know that doesn't
I
really
mean,
check any boxes.
yeah.
Like he'll still be able to run Aurora. He'll still be out to see Desmond. I mean, we saw how much like community service really impacted Rocco. I mean, he worked at the hospital for a bit and then that was it. You know.
Because Curtis goes away. I hate giving the storyline even more thought, but I have this little thought that opens with more story actually, because then Isaiah's around the baby. Curtis hates it. When he comes out, there's an instant story right there. He missed the like, just like Trina. He missed it. Like there's a whole story there. If he actually gets found guilty and sent away for a little bit, 3 months, get off of time off of good behavior. That's fine. I don't need to see jail stuff. I mean, it's just like just give Donnell some time off, let them rest, and then bring him back in. I'm fine with that. And then have the baby really bonded with Isaiah. Maybe that there's a story. Folks in the chat and I've seen online think that Desmond is Isaiah's.
I don't care. I really
Yeah,
don't
same
care.
here. Same here.
And one I don't think they're gonna do that. I know there's like, oh, somebody could have switched the results. Like, no, 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 Stella,
Yeah, it's the
no.
same now.
Yeah, so no, I don't think we're gonna go there. But even if they did, like who ugh.
I don't care either. Marsha is too old to be having babies. We didn't need this baby. We didn't need this baby storyline. We're going to see baby right now anyway. And it's going to go away.
This baby's only as important as it needs to be right now. And
Yeah,
then I mean, look at good old baby Avery. We rarely see Avery, but only brought out, when we need to rehash, which we'll get to this in a little bit, why we need to
right.
rehash that. But otherwise, no. So, uh, frustrating. And uh, it's just, I don't need to see another scene of Curtis talking to Portia saying, we gotta put all this aside, so it doesn't affect our baby. Like, Curtis, you're the one that's doing all this. So that you needed Hat Daddy to be there outside the courtroom to talk peacefully between you and Portia and Isaiah. Like, you're a grown ass. This is why you should be going to prison, because you cannot act like an adult.
So, so there you
Ugh.
go. Um,
Oh, and I was like the question to Jordan. It's like, why do you like when Martin was trying to make it seem like, do you think like he was coming by to because he felt guilty about running you off the road? No, no, he was a friend who was checking in. Oh,
that's enough of that storyline. Okay, we got to move on. I'm like, we're giving the storyline. We're giving the storyline way more than it deserves. That's
this
all
is it.
fair.
We're only talking about this
We haven't got
storyline
Twisted Soul
today.
yet, Frank. It's like, no, this I'm like, we got more to shit on. Well, I mean, talk about almost on my bag of chips. Um, okay, here's something off camera first. This is not a rumor. This is for real. Chris McKenna's leaving, and the rumor is he's being kid. Well, the rumor, but I don't think it's a rumor. It's a whole thing. They put on some other digest. I only when some other digest posted that I talk about it. That he's being killed off.
Uh, it is interesting because given especially the stuff this week too of Jason and Sonny having their chat and both
Yes.
making efforts to move here. So if the show's moving away from a very mob centric focused show to like a WSB type of show, uh, I mean, the mob thing has been going on for, oh dear Lord, almost 30 years.
Yeah.
So, if the show wants to kind of segue back into be a more WSB type thing, all right, we've that mob thing has had its time for sure. But also interesting, what killing Brennan off, how that plays into it, you know.
I've already known for a couple of years through Maurice Bernard, because we are friendly, that he was ready to hang up that hat. He's he just, and I think he's just turned 60 or whatever. Maurice Bernard, like he's getting of a certain age. He's like he wants to do other stuff, in terms of the character. Um, this could be a great storyline actually of him and Jason both trying to leave the business. What does that mean? I will say, and we'll go on this real quick. We're going to this. I actually enjoyed their talk, their breakup scene.
Um, yeah, I mean, I thought it tracked realistically from what Jason went through. That this would be an experience that would really make him really change the way he wanted to live his life. Uh, and what I like too is that Sonny didn't, I mean, absolutely wanting to keep him. He does care about Jason above and beyond him just being part of the business. So understandable that he would want to try to make changes and adjustments to try to make it so that Jason could stay. And I love that Jason was like, no, I can't. No matter what kind of changes you made, uh, I would, if I was still working for you, I'd always put you first. And so, yeah, I like the little breakup. Um, and it's but it's also too. It's like for as much as we've always put up like Sonny. Imagine how much worse Port Charles would be without Sonny in there. Sonny is what keeping the city from falling apart even worse if you're thinking about the mob. Thank goodness for Sonny Corinthos. So if we want to play the storyline where he's out, so what does that mean? Does that like so basically you're saying like just other mobs going to be taking over G8 or Port Charles and it's going to be worse. So I don't know. Or are we just hand waving that away? We're just really just going to pretend everything's great and only there's really only nice mob people came into the show and they do nice things so we don't even talk about it.
See, this is how dumb GH is. You already have a mob person that we love, who can be ruthless, but also nice. And that's my girl, played by Lydia Look, Selena Wu. Easily could have played, they could have played that into that.
Yeah.
Sonny moves stuff over to her. Maybe she there's a whole thing they could have done. And then she could be like the remnant if you don't keep her on full time, she could be the remnant of and then Sonny's fine because they have an agreement or something. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Selena's there. You can actually just, I mean, right there.
I think that makes total sense because then you're just you're giving an easy explanation for why Sonny feels good about stepping away and also why you don't really need to see it much if at all.
Right.
Because you can just assume like Selena Wu's just running a tight ship.
Right. So just give it to Selena. Have them just transfer over to her. You can bring her in on occasion if you want to stir something up. But for the most part, everybody says like we love Selena. I know, I'm saying it's a great character that's already right there and has a history. So I am curious to see what they're going to do in terms of what does it look like. And I'm actually more excited about Jason to see what his looks like.
Yeah, I mean, it's I like that they had the scene with Tracy,
Yep.
um,
Too.
which was great. But I will be curious, like, because what does I mean? Jason's rich, doesn't have to worry about money at all. But what does he want to do? I mean, is he opening up a garage where he's fixing motorcycles and automobiles? Does he get I don't know. I mean, is there anything for him to do at ELQ? Would he even want to even get involved with that? I don't think so,
Don't know.
but who
That's what I'm
knows?
saying. Yeah, I have no idea. But I mean, that's what I'm curious about him because, at least Sonny has Corinthos coffee.
Yes.
Okay, conceivably, maybe some real estate here and there. Okay, that's fine. But Jason, what do he got besides the motorcycle shop?
Yeah. I mean, I know people I read like online people are like, oh, like he could go be a doctor to honor Monica and Alan. I'm like, one, uh, I don't care about that. And that's not something that would happen for 4 years or five,
He's too old.
yes.
Too old, folks. He's like my age. Too old.
Yeah, like I don't care about, if you could hand wave it and have it be tomorrow that he's a doctor on the show, okay, sure, but you're not going to be able to. So that's like 4 years of him. Yeah, and do we care about him going to medical school and all that stuff? No, we don't. So You might, if you're going to pull that, you may as well just do it, Christina, and then just have it like 3 years from now. He goes like, "Oh no, no, I'm doing residency now. I've been taking medical school off camera while you haven't seen me, and now I'm in residency."
I think what they're going to do though, Frank, something with him and Anna. I have
I
a
mean,
feeling it's because he's kind of broken. She's definitely broken. I have a feeling it's going to be something related.
um, I mean, do you have him do like private eye stuff? But I don't know if that's too dangerous still.
Good question. I like this scene they had together.
Yeah,
This was a couple weeks ago. I like their scene together. Their scene was like, it was just like, how are you? How are you? I mean, like they, even the one with Jordan, that was kind of funny too. How are you doing? How are you doing? That was kind of funny. But Anna and Jason, there is something there. I don't know what it is exactly, but there's just something there. And I just think they're going to go that direction for some reason, in some form, to help
I
each
mean,
other out or something. I don't
I
know.
hope so because I do like that relationship when they're uh when they have opportunities to interact, and I mean, it basically just feels like we're setting up that Anna is going to do something foolish.
Right,
Um, and it's going to cause it cast down on her mental well-being.
right.
So, and hopefully it happens sooner rather than later because I know you got your boy and you love him and you're so excited to see there, but we've hit that beat enough times that I just need like we need to actually get to like if we're gonna do something about that and that's gonna cause Anna to do something, then let's get it going. But I feel like GH is gonna let this play for a while. It's gonna let it simmer.
I'm going to ignore that Frank just said, my boy, and I love him.
Yeah.
Like ignore the Frank just said that in the middle of all that stuff that I agree with, except for that my boy and I love him because the man who shall not be named on this channel, we don't need him. We don't. I'm Frank Fontaine. I know you're loyal to Laura Wright, and because he's with Laura Wright, you put him on the show again. I get it. We don't need him. He's speaking of unnecessary, he's unnecessary for the show. We don't need him. I know there are a few Peter fans out there. I'm sorry for you guys. I just it's painful for me to watch. It's painful to watch those scenes. Sorry, just is for me. Painful.
I mean, I get why, because it is, there's no disputing that Finola Hughes is an incredible actor. Uh, but it does make it just easy to visualize that, she is her internal struggles in her head and the damage that's been done with her by due to Callum. Uh, to have a representative figure of that mental issue. So it's unfortunate that it is your boy, the man you love more than any other. Uh, for all you pretend to be like, no, no, you can't be named. Like, when, trust me, folks, when we're not recording, I mean, oh, geez, the pictures that he's like showing me, like, here's this little mural that I put together.
I'd rather make out with President Trump.
No way. No, I can't even believe that. I can't
That's
believe
how
that.
much I
No,
hate both.
no way.
But I would rather
No, I cannot buy
sit on his lap and give a tongue down.
that. Oh,
Just couldn't. I can't do it. That character it just irks the fuck out of me. Um, but I don't want to gloss over this because you brought up in the chat, we're talking about it. The evolution of Tracy and Jason done right.
yes.
They've shown us. I mean, it wasn't forced on us. It wasn't rushed. Over the last few years. It's been nicely done. They've inched their way to understanding, but I think they genuinely carry by each other now, and
I
they
do
also
too.
are showing Tracy's growth and Jason's growth. the same time. So I want to make sure I said that. And but yes, we know JLA can talk to a wall and we'd fall in love with her, and basically she does. um, but that is it's these scenes were so like the scene with him and Maurice Bernard, of course, that's decades of stuff too. We're very fortunate, Frank. These are the same actors. That does add an extra gravitas to every scene.
Hmm.
But I don't want to sleep on Tracy and Jason and how they're becoming like the patriarch and matriarch of the family.
Yeah, it's uh in the absence of Monica not being there, and for the longest time, even after Leslie passed, we still just had Monica just being somebody confined to her room that we never really got to see. She was just an off-camera presence, but it did help even just knowing that she existed still within the show. It just gave an additional emotional connection between Jason and Tracy that even if you never that I think also was a nice bridge builder between the two of them because there was no denying how much the two of them both cared about her, even if Monica was never around to be present in those scenes.
Very true, Frank. Also, these two were they were outliers in the family.
Yeah,
And it makes sense they would come together later. Like it kind of just makes sense through Monica, right? They came together, so to speak. And Tracy does like all the kids. I like that she's the auntie. She's everybody's auntie. And it's kind of cool that they all and Tracy. I think I just kind of like that they haven't sacrificed the character. That's why I
no,
like. Tracy's
no. I
still
mean,
Tracy.
yes, you're getting to see her, and even and I like that the show has made it a challenge for her too, where it's you are now the matriarch, and not a role that you ever thought you would have, nor you would you want, but you have no choice. You are now. Monica's gone, and it is now gone on to you, and it is up to you to take care of this family. And it's shifted like how does Tracy Quartermain become a matriarch? And it is not easy for her, and it which is great. But it also she's growing and changing and evolving as well, and that's really cool to see.
And just personally for me in my real life, I'm in her same spot right now. My family. I'm the patriarch of my family now, and it's very strange, Frank. I feel so young, first of all, but to fall into that, to have to basically fall into that role. There's no one above me. I have no uncles, grandfathers, nobody above me. So I get where she's coming from. Maybe that's why I like the storyline so much because I'm going through the same thing. To all my nieces and nephews and grandkids, it's weird. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of, I didn't expect that either. Did not expect that whatsoever. So I know what Tracy's going. I know what the character of Tracy is going through, and kudos to GH writers for writing it in such a way that's it's relatable, really relatable. So that's one of the things we liked. Like, that's one of the things we liked.
Yes.
I'll give that one. I'll
Uh,
give that one.
yeah, and so it's certainly we know Danny's struggling. And many people realize that, Jason's realizing this, which is why he wants to make these changes. And so I don't know. Like Jason's gonna have to parent in a way that he has not had to before. And so I know that will be challenging for him. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with him.
I have to go back to something I don't like. They mentioned your whole family, but it's a short. It should be a short discussion. I was going to mention it and not really much to say. I told you guys at home. I told this to Frank. I've said to everybody who has an earshot and listens watches GH. Trina getting a true storyline, I'll believe it when I see it. What has happened in the last 2 weeks, Frank? Actually, a storyline I would actually watch. The when Ava goes, here you go, and offer you a present. You've graduated college. I can we get on okay, fine. And when it was like when they said it was the Jerome Robinson Gallery, I love that.
Yeah.
That idea. Oh my god, look good on paper, everything. But no, no. I gotta sing. So over the last 2 weeks, Frank, we've gotten a smattering, which I told you was going to happen, of this story. You introduced Quinn. He's back. 3 weeks ago? He back. Haven't seen him since. Then all of a sudden, this creepy guy, we had saw one episode with him. They were late, and he's focused on Trina, kind of like. So is he the creepy guy? Who knows? But it's just like it's been 2.5 weeks since the whole stalker thing, and we haven't seen nothing.
What also drove me insane about that too is that Trina and Geo, especially Trina, who's been so focused about the showcase and what is happening with all this, that the type A of Trina would have forgotten that this contract signing was happening. No, no, no,
They both forgot, like really.
yes. Like Geo, okay, he's, but still, I agree with you there too. That Geo forgetting was also preposterous, but especially Trina.
Oh.
So how that would have happened was crazy, and just the record contract guy meeting Kai and be like, "What? Huh? What is this? This changes everything." Oh, and I loved the Photoshop Kai erasure at the end, or just like, nope, we're just gonna click Kai off. Uh, uh, okay.
And now we got Brooklyn, not Brooklyn, wrong person. Emma looking a little sideways at them.
It's like I'm hoping that this is not having to go the route where they're having Gio and Trina have to pretend to be romantically linked, because like that whole thing seems so preposterous. Like I don't know if that's viable. Like in this is in this day and age, is that hook necessary? Oh my
No.
God, you know what? They're in love. That's why I want to go. I want to buy their music because they're also in love. No, no, I just don't buy that whatsoever.
Yeah, I would tell you because DG said he likes that idea. They're raised, but that was back in the day. That they don't do that anymore. That's just like that doesn't happen anymore. I mean, yeah, there are people who they'll go in public and date people and whatever. I guess I think like Michael B. Jordan was hanging out with Ray or whatever. But no, they don't. They don't do this whole arranged thing anymore nowadays. Back in the day, yes, I believe Bobby Brown. Just on a side note, would have been bigger if he hadn't married Whitney Houston because Bobby Brown was the bad boy of music. And when he fell in love with Whitney Houston, and I really believe they fell in love, and she was the biggest, the good girl, so to speak, at that time. All the women got upset and started to wane on his popularity. That does happen. Back in the day, yes. Back in the day, they totally were fixing to do all kind of stuff to sell records. Now it doesn't. That's the record business is not that way anymore. It just isn't. Nobody cares.
No,
If the
social
song is
media,
good, it's good. Go ahead.
yeah, social media has become like such a major kind of component where
Yeah,
people can platform themselves in ways that they never were able to before
exactly.
in the record industry.
And the thing is, the whole thing is if it's a good song, they don't care if you're together or not. Bruno Mars does songs with chicks, and he's not with any of them. They don't put them together. I mean, the songs are good. I mean, like it's. I don't know. I just think that back in the day, yes. If this was 1970s and 80s, and maybe early 90s, yes. Not anymore. They don't. That doesn't matter anymore. And I'm in the music business, so trust me. I'm like I don't. It just that isn't to me. It's an archaic idea that they would do that. I remember back in the late 80s and 90s, there was a show called Neighbors, and Kylie Minogue, before she got really huge, she was becoming huge. Um, Her character on the show is with a guy named Jason Donovan. So they did start to do songs that were kind of like, and then they did a duet together that was a huge hit. But they were together in real life, actually. But they just kind of started that way. So I'm like, that's just kind of how it was back then. Nowadays, I just think but again, we're only seeing what 2 episodes of this in 14 days.
Yeah.
So if that's what we're going to do for the next 2 or 3 months,
And also it's weird too because as far as I know, Gio is just playing in music. He is not singing, as far as I know, because we've not seen him sing at all.
right,
Not to say that he couldn't, but it
right.
seems to be like him just playing, which makes even less of a need to play up this bit where they're romantically linked.
But
Like,
then, but remember, Frank, the beginning though, he wanted them separately.
Yeah. So you've already worked up the marketing and your idea, music exec guy, that you could have it work with them solo.
Right.
So
But now you're saying it should be together. I just like, ugh.
yeah, and we get to see Brooklyn's, savvy business. Like, why wasn't I brought in on this sooner? I'm being brought on it now, but now I need to go travel because your people were late to signing this contract. So make it happen, Brooklyn. Ugh.
She rolled her eyes. I rolled mine for a different reason.
Yes. The hopes that this would turn into some kind of interesting Trina story uh are quickly fading.
I'm bored
Um,
already. I'm bored already. So folks, let you know now. I'm bored already. I don't even it just none of this even is exciting to me whatsoever.
and I'm not even interested if they went down that road of Trina and Gio have to pretend to be in a relationship and then they really do catch feelings and then that leads to like that seems like the lowest hanging, least interesting fruit
Right.
to be able to cause friction between like Emma and Gio and Kai and Trina.
I agree. Because they don't let them pretend. Maybe they just work together. I mean, if they just work together and fell for each other, that's to me, I'll take that over than pretend. So I just like maybe they're working together. Maybe they're just getting so caught up in each other, and that's different. But not, I mean, I understand you need conflict. I totally get that. But like, I'm with you. It is a low hanging fruit. I totally agree with that. It just doesn't. I just doesn't. In 2026 is making to me is making any sense. And soap operas are not still archaic. They do things for today. So I don't. Anyway, that's enough of that story. I'm gonna more. That's whatever.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I get it because it's like, admittedly, Emma is just kind of floundering.
Right.
She doesn't really have, I mean, other than her relationship with Gio, she really doesn't have
Right.
much going on. And you've kind of really taken this like week or this past couple weeks to really, especially this week, when she finds out that Joss is WSB, to then have her have scenes with Emma to let her like to just let everybody know that Emma doesn't even, as much as she loved the idea of her grandma being a super spy as when she was younger, like at this age, she now sees the WSB in a different point of in a different perspective and would have no interest in following her grandmother in that path. So I don't know what you do with her now.
Okay. I know
Uh,
exactly what to say.
Yeah. Oh, my last about that is like because Emma just was so marginalized and really had nothing to do with the whole Emma breaking down or Anna breaking down stuff. She was just being so reactive to it. There really wasn't like if you wanted to like give Emma something to do, like she's on a hunt to prove that her mother or that her grandmother is not crazy, that she's speaking the truth and everybody else around her is believing something wrong. Like, but I know my grandma's right and I'm going to prove it. That would at least given her like some motivation, something to do that could have got her involved in that whole umbrella storyline in a different way that could have been more exciting, but it didn't go that way.
Nope.
Yep.
I really don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I mean, I'm something like they didn't an already built in Brit and I mean, they didn't do that. So they're not going that direction. So I'm like, I agree with Frank, but they're not going that direction. They're not doing it,
Yeah.
folks. They're not doing it. Another storyline is falling flat for me already. This is the award for fastest turn off already. Serena Baldwin.
I, for as excited as I was to have her back, I don't. It feels like the show is now just going to 86 Jacinda, which is
Yes,
so disappointing
yes.
uh, because of that. And uh, one, I mean, one, it's great to have. I mean, I like the idea of Serena back. Two, this storyline is terrible that they're having her come back in. And then three, I can't tell if her and Lucy are on the same page with this, only because I don't know if she really knows like Serena, like I don't know, like because she's having these conversations with Michael, and Michael's just being above board, and it feels like that she's kind of like, oh, okay, like, but I think my mom was just kind of doing what she naturally does, and maybe kind of embellishing. what the real situations are, and it's not as dire as what she's made it out to be. So I don't know if like Serena's just some dumb fool that's just blind, rubber stamping everything that Lucy's saying is happening or for her to do. So that could be interesting, but that's the that's killing me is that it just seems like Jacinda's being shown the door, and I'm going to be really bummed uh, when it seems. I mean, if, but most likely when that happens.
Two things, Frank. One thing you didn't mention. She fell
Oh,
into Chief Brennan's lap. Clearly, that was on purpose. The way she was. I first thought, oh, it's kind of funny. She fell into his lap. Oh no, the way they're playing it, that was on purpose. There's a reason why she was talking to her a certain way.
especially like reading like what's whatever's coming up in his future. Is this like the initial pinnings of something that's going to lead to whatever, like him being let off the show?
I Yeah, I wonder if that's almost she plays a part in that. That's a good question. But I don't know. I didn't think that hard about it. I just know that I'm with you. I feel like, uh-oh, just is on her way out. Now she's drugged Willow and she has the kids with her,
Ugh.
which she didn't know. It was just her and Nina. And Jacinda's been, yeah, and Marlon. Jacinda's been gone for a while. I mean, the actress herself is fine. I believe her as Serena. But the whole thing is icky to me. And I think they had Lucy talk to Laura on purpose for the audience. And Felicia too a little bit. For Felicia a little bit too. But talking to Laura about, and where's Kevin? And Kevin was like a stepdad to her, and blah, 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 blah. We learned, first of all, we learned that Scotty Baldwin is in Key West.
Yes. Hooray. What boy. That whole thing was just embarrassing.
Then
Ugh.
Reside in Margaritaville near you eating key lime pie.
Ugh, just having a nice big steak.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. Um, and Kevin, I mean, God bless him, got that gig. It's too hard to pass up. Same with Ace. Stay. I might be able to bring Ace back home with me.
Hooray. Like I don't care because Ace is not important either. Unless you're aging Ace up to where he's like 15 or 16 so he can be part of any of this kind of like scout age drama. Otherwise I don't care about Ace. Ace doesn't really mean anything. So you may as well just let Ace stay with Kevin. So, yeah, I don't. In an ideal world, yes, it would be great if Lucy and Kevin could have scenes together. But even when he was around, the show never used him. That he's a legacy character on the show, and like he got played more as Ryan than he ever did as Kevin.
Sure did. You sure did.
And I mean, we all know there's no disputing that John Lindstrom is phenomenal.
Oh,
You
yeah.
give him the material, he's going to deliver, whether it's Ryan or Kevin. And yet the show is just kind of shortchanged the whole Lucy and the whole Laura and Kevin romance, their relationship. It's there's just no spark, no enthusiasm, no excitement. It's just like Laura's found love again, great, but we never show it. And now Kevin John Lindstrom's gone from the show. He's over and beyond the gates. He's hanging out in Atlanta, so it just makes it tough to even make anything like that happen. Um, but the show never took advantage of it when he was in LA. Uh, so
That's why he took a job in Atlanta. And he's doing a great job as Joey over there, may I say. He's doing a great job over there.
yeah,
So,
so I don't want to see them be like divorced or anything like that on the show. I mean, only because it's like, ah, man, I love that character, but if that's the case, then everybody's gonna have to be comfortable with the show coming up with creative ways why Kevin is not around. And
yep.
then we might get like the occasional like yearly like cameo appearance for a few days when Beyond the Gates is like maybe they're on hiatus. And so he's able to come out to LA and shoot a few episodes to drop some scenes in with Laura and Kevin.
Yep. He's
Uh,
doing a great
and
job over there. He's doing a great job over there. I gotta say that
and trust me, if all of a sudden like tomorrow, Beyond the Gates like change it, so we're killing Joey off, and John Lister's without a job, there's zero guarantees, and I have zero confidence as well that GH would say like, oh, we got to snap him up, and we have got huge storylines for Kevin and Laura. No, that wouldn't happen either. We'd get him coming back to Port Charles and probably having a few scenes, but soon enough he would just be like, "Oh, I've got a patient. I've got to go," which is what they always do in scenes with him. "Oh, I got a call about a patient. I have to go." Ugh, they always write him out of scenes like that. So soon enough, within like the first week, he would just fade into the background again.
I agree. Everything Frank's saying, I agree. Nothing for me to add to that. 6 9 people watching. Hi, 6 9 people watching. Thank you for watching us. We're doing JHB
Yeah.
Spotlight. Frank is giving his commentary. I'm agreeing with him. I have nothing. I really have nothing to add to that. Again, unnecessary. That's my word for today. Unnecessary. It just I understand. I don't understand the writing choices. And going back to Jacinda because you guys are trying to talk about her. This actress is a find. She has
Yes.
off the charts chemistry, and she even softens up Ezra.
Yes.
That scene was actually pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they I mean, like, he really like cares about her on some level. Like, he's just kind of like, let me be there. He really thinks she's doing something for herself. He's like, let me be. When he said, let me be there while you do it. So I'm like, wow, that's I okay, Daniel Cosgrove. I'm like, he's actually a fine too. Like he's actually, I don't know, him and Laura talking, and Laura just like she's so like, oh my god. But it's like, but him and Jacinda, there's something there too. I don't know what it is, but like there's like a friendship where it's like they're both outcast friendship or something. I like it.
Do you how do you see that scene between like her reaching out for those drugs? Was she reaching out for that to knowing that she was gonna sabotage Willow? Because it
Yes.
seemed like her showing up, it was just convenient that those drinks happened to be right there. Was she just wanting to have those and she was going to play
I
the
see what you're
long game?
saying. That's what you're
And
saying.
then at some point, she was hoping that she would cross paths with Willow while there was an open drink around that she could spike it.
Well, the thing is, that's a good question. Now you say it, I just assumed they were for Willow. She was going to find a way to do something to Willow, like maybe whether Willow comes to visit Crimson. I don't know. I just had feelings they were for Willow. And then she lucked out. Like, oh, a drink, and their names are on it. The whole thing. That was a little too convenient, but I'll get whatever. But now I see what you're saying. That was it by was she going to do something to herself? Really? That's a good. That's I don't know. I don't know. This with this show, you could be either it could be either or choice number five over there. But like, who knows what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, who knows?
I mean, because I could buy that if she wanted to just pop a little ecstasy and just, relax in her room because she's so heartbroken about getting the restraining order and what she's feeling that, oh man, Michael's gonna not want anything to do with me because I'm just like I'm too detrimental to him. I could see her feeling kind of low and wanting to get little recreational drugs from Ezra. Like, oh yeah, these are my stash. You had them. I'd love to get them back and pop a tab. But then she runs into, she goes over to Nina's, sees Willow there, sees the drinks, and goes, oh, wait a minute. Maybe this is a way that I can cause a little knock Willow down a peg. And instead of me taking it, I'll just spike her drink instead.
That could be it too. I mean, I don't know, but I know I said that until you said I'm like, I guess I. Oh yeah, they said in chat like we didn't think about that way either. Is that the way now you bring this up for all of us? We're like, yeah, I guess it could have been that way, and she just lucked out. She got the idea on the spot, going, ooh, let's give her
Yeah.
because she has two. She has two left. She got three,
Yes.
right? Three. That's I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Uh,
I didn't because I just thought she was getting them, and she goes she kept saying to Ezra, the less you know, the better. So I felt like she was doing it because she got this restraining order.
yeah. I mean, I think it very well be true, but it just seemed like
But yeah, your thing could be your thing could be true too. As I said, I don't even know. I'm like, that's a good question. I don't know.
I just feel like that was if so, which is the case, and I think then she would be really setting herself up for a long game because who knows? It's one thing to have a roofie or have ecstasy or a tab, but to know when you're going to be able to actually spike another person's drink, like how often is that going to happen?
Good question. I didn't say we're all thinking, oh yeah, we didn't have that. Like, but people said we think we got for Willow in mind. I didn't see that one coming either. The drugs is how she was introduced to Drew. Frank is saying what I thought about her getting the drugs for Willow. As much as Michael hates Willow, I don't know. That's a good question. Don't know.
But regardless of however or whatever Jacinda's mindset is, I mean, the point is she's done it now, and I just don't. I can see Michael just writing her out because it's like Michael is, he's up for making moves, but nothing that puts his kids at risk and nothing that he's not aware of that's happening. So Jacinda kind of going rogue like this, despite whatever her intentions were for this, has had unintended consequences and putting his children at risk as well. So I don't know. It just feels like Michael's gonna probably see this and just say like, I can't. Just no, I can't be around you. You're putting my kids at risk too much. We're gonna have to say goodbye. Which then kind of leads to a, Serena Michael possible pairing.
I think it's where we're going, right? It's Serena and Michael.
Which is such a bummer. Because Jacinda just she's great. She's great.
I agree. Everybody in chat agrees. We all agree. 1 second, kids. I got a phone call.
Yeah, and while James is taking care of that, I will just say about Serena is especially that scene with Felicia, where we're just trying to like when you have Lucy Coe arguing the saner point of view, which is something that Lucy does not do. Uh, you know that this is just kind of really not a great idea that Lucy's having, and we're answering like the scene existed just to raise up all the rational concerns that anybody would have about the situation, and then just allow Felicia to be like, no, 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 you know what? It's fine. You're doing great. You're doing great, Lucy. And if you want to use your daughter to kind of, shamefully try to take away the shares that my daughter, sold to Michael legitimately, you go ahead. It's fine. It's fine. Like, man.
Right.
Because well, this whole, I mean, everything they did with Maxie is ridiculous. But like the fact that she even sold shoulder, even despite her selling her shares to Michael, the rationale, great. It says I would not trust Lucy in full power of deception. Lucy's too cuckoo bananas, as cited by her still her believing that she makes a great spokesperson for deception on the Morgan Fairchild show, Home and Heart. It's like no, do not put Lucy on camera talking about deception. It's awful. It's a product killer. So I get why Max is like, no, no, no. I gotta have somebody else that's not Lucy and that is not Tracy involved in this to kind of be able to be the adult in the room when it comes to decisions made on deception. So even if she sold it, everybody knows how much Maxie cares about deception. So everybody, let's just honor her wishes, and it's just everybody not wanting to do that. I mean, ultimately between Lucy and Tracy, it's easy for Tracy to kind of go with it because it's still within the Quartermain family, so to speak. But yeah, I think everybody should know Michael well enough to know that he is just not going to go along with the Quartermains just because like he's going to make the best decisions for deception as much as he's involved.
The problem with this storyline, and there's many,
Yay!
the problem with this storyline is that it's on in pieces. It's never we're not getting months of a storyline. It's pieces. We don't get day-to-day operations anymore. We don't get really meetings. That set is sitting there somewhere. And so I care so little about deception. It's not even funny. Like I just don't have any attachment to it. Back in the day, I did. And used to show. Right, I remember when Laura worked there, and all kinds of it. It was. I don't feel any connection to it. So them getting rid of Maxie because we know why, of course, and that whole thing right now in real life. I was, okay, that's fine. If they never talked about deception ever again, I'll be fine. They have used Lucy and other things, they've been great. I just it's almost like Crimson, it's like Aurora. All the ELQ, all these things just should be in the background. Maybe use it once in a while because they want to meet in a different set. But all this kind of shenanigans, I can't muster a feeling for it or a thought. I'm like, we're not getting, I mean, I would love some deception business, but now with Sidwell out and this thing over here and Maxie out, like, I don't know. So you bring Serena in, okay. But are we going to see us, are we going to see actual story?
No, that's true because it's one thing like, and I feel like GH just thinks it's enough sometimes, where like them just mentioning clocking a name or whether whether it's ELQ or Deception or Crimson or Aurora is enough. It's like no, no, no. If you really want us to become invested in this or believe that the show is invested, then we need to actually see scenes frequently happening in those places that are driving story that are like we're all gathered together and we're going to be talking deception business and all the storylines and scenes out of this are going to be revolving around deception business and it's going to be driving what the characters are going to be doing and creating conflict out and about in the world of Port Charles, but we don't. And so I get what you're saying. I have no reason to believe that this is going to become much of anything, so we'll
You know, I mean,
see.
folks at home, right? I mean, there's 75 of you guys watching. I mean, do any of you really care about deception? I just don't. I mean, it could be a great storyline. It could be something wonderful, but they just don't do enough with it. I mean, the same with Aurora, same with all those companies. So I feel like just have them in the background. That's how they make their money. Maybe occasionally, the only I mean, we don't even see Alexa's office anymore. She has an office. Like they do a lot of scenes in homes, Metro Court, a couple of places to eat. But they don't. I mean, all these sets are sitting there. Seeing we haven't seen Kurtz in that set in a long time. When Drew walked in, it was like, okay, there's Aurora, which Michael owns still. So I don't know. It's just, and we haven't gotten anything since. Did somebody try to steal Charlotte? Wasn't that like about a month ago? I mean, I'm saying they start storylines sometimes, and they kind of just like, oh, okay, well, just okay. So I don't. I mean, the hospital stuff makes sense because you don't need them. You need them every once in a while. That's all you need every once in a while. They come to you and they do those scenes and whatever. But these are everyday. I mean, yeah. So I again unnecessary. My word unnecessary. I just you're getting rid of Jacinda. I get that the actress was only supposed to be on a couple of times. She was wonderful. People loved her. She ended up staying longer. But I guess you feel this other character, Serena, because she is a legacy character. I guess they feel that's the one they're betting on. I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess the big secret for her, I mean, is that she's lost her trust fund, but only her and Lucy know that.
Right.
So, for Alicia's saying like, oh, well, Michael's rich and she's rich, it's gonna be just fine. And Lucy's like, yeah, okay, but I haven't told you that she's lost all her money. Like that's Felicia's only like reason that she thinks it's fine is because oh, both are so rich, so it's gonna be fine, whatever happens. Okay. That's already telling me that this is a whole terrible idea. So, and I don't need to see a later Felicia scene saying, you didn't tell me that she lost her trust fund. I would have said back then, Lucy, that this was a terrible idea then. Ugh. So, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't know. Great to have the character back, but who
I
knows if it's going to do anything. And yeah, I mean, it is a bummer that Kevin's not around. That's just one more character that could have been fun to have scenes with. uh that with Serena. But we're not we're not going to see that.
We're not.
No.
Okay. Moving on to the next thing. Everybody in chat agrees with all of us. That's great. Um,
Oh, wait, before we go, move on to the next thing, just as we're talking about Serena, because I'm thinking about Metro Court and stuff, is just because we saw Michael swimming laps in that pool, that great pool, but like even when Molly talked to Jordan when she showed up and she says, "Oh, you're going to be doing swimming laps," I'm just thinking, we all know that this pool is not big enough for
No, no,
anybody
no,
to
no,
be.
no. Yeah, no, no.
Nobody's coming to a hotel pool to swim laps.
The laps, I know.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, I know. I know. I laughed. Well, I was gonna bring up another show. These are all little ones I got out the way for people because I thought of Frank on this one too. We had not baseball, but pre-baseball scenes.
Ugh.
But are they setting up? But again, here's the thing too. They've been dancing on this for so long. The Elizabeth, Dante, Rick.
Uh, it's uh, it is tough because I know we both love Rick Hurst. He's
Oh yeah.
great,
Oh,
and he should
completely.
be on this show as often as possible.
Completely. Completely.
Uh, if you were looking within the world of the show, it's tough because if anybody to do this with of like Rick kind of getting back together with somebody or Rick finding, from somebody from the past, Elizabeth is the most likely person. I mean, she got a relationship with Franco. I mean, and looked over all his past transgressions, even though they weren't, and forged a whole new loving relationship with him. So if you're looking at somebody that's, willing to forgive somebody their past and have try to build a future with them, Elizabeth is probably the character that you could do this with. So even though everybody else in the brother is like screaming, like, don't you know how insane this is? We've already been down that path with Liz, and she would do that. But the show, as we talked about before, it's like it's tough to be invested in this relationship when the show never shows the relationship. We always see like ins and outs of it, but we never actually see it. Well, Lucas comes in and interrupts their evening. Oh, they're going away for a weekend, but we never see the weekend. It's tough to buy this, but I think it seems obvious that the show is trying to create conflict there. Like I mean, we already saw Rick clock them at the hospital, but then this, when he sees them in that great park, when it's softball season, that park is going to be used heavily, and he's just clocking them across the way as Dante's trying to teach her how to catch a ball. Which I'm like, come on, by this point, shouldn't Elizabeth know? I mean, I feel like the show is setting up something.
Well, Joe says, "Oh well, they've been together."
Yeah.
Lucas, no. What are you talking about?
What as much as I enjoy Van, an unnecessary spit take. It was not such an outrageous
No,
statement
it wasn't.
that
It was.
required a spit take.
I mean, I like a good spit take. I like one, but I agree with Frank on that one. That was unnecessary. Sorry, Van, we love you. Yeah. Okay, that's all. I just want to mention that. So we didn't get a full softball. Then we getting pre-softball stuff.
Um, I don't know. I mean, I can see why they would want to put Dante and Liz together, you
Me
know?
too. Me too.
Um, so I mean, I'm down if they want to do that. Um, I don't know. Uh, the way GH handles relationships at this point, I have no reason to think that even if they put Dante and Liz together, we'd get any more scenes of them in a relationship than we get of Rick and Liz. So, uh,
Okay, so mention that. Okay, that's all. That's all. That's it. Yeah, that's really it. So I mention that. They're also going slowly with Lucas and Homeboy.
oh yeah. One last thing about the Rick thing is like I
Okay.
do not want to be if they decide to do a Dante and Liz thing. I definitely want to have Rick, possibly try to make some move out of jealousy, which causes him to kind of do kind of some shady Rick stuff. But whatever happens, I don't want it to sacrifice the Sonny Rick relationship, and I don't want that to be a reason that's like I've got to leave town now either. Like, come on, Port Liz can't be the main reason why he's sticking around in Port Charles. So that even if that relationship falls flat, I still want Rick to be around for Sonny. Just don't get rid of don't get rid of Rick Hurst.
Right,
Just don't get rid of him.
right. But we never know what that means. And people in the chat already says, Rich will do something dumb. They'll make Rick do something dumb.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, are you? I mean, it feels clearly that we're getting Officer Joe and Lucas together. I mean, I'm waiting for them to become, well, who's going to become roommates? Is it going to be Officer Joe and Lucas and then they fall in love, or is it going to be Lucas and Britt? So, yeah, like, I feel like that who's going to be roommates with Lucas is going to be something that's going to be coming up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, they can go either way. I mean, that's the thing. I can't even predict. They could, but they may do option number three. We never see coming, and who knows? Because here's the thing. Little piece of notes. You have the new guy. Him and Lucas can live together, for all we know. The new doctor, Dr. Roberts, Tristan Roberts, that's his name. It could be him. He's trying to find a
Yeah.
place to live too. It could be him and him, or him and Joe meet up sometime. They live together. I mean, it could be them. Everybody thinks it'd be funny if Britt and Lucas live together. I mean, that could be funny too, right? So they all need places to live. They said so. Because I think, I don't know about you, the chemistry between Britt and Jason left. I don't know what happened, but their reunion was lackluster, and they keep pushing her towards this other guy, this Tristan Roberts guy. I feel like they're chem testing already. So going with all of that, back to your original question, it could be that third guy. For all we know, could be in there and be living with them. Who knows?
I mean, ideally, if you wanted to be able to just maximize the possibilities, is build one new set of a living quarters, and it is Tristan, it is Lucas, it is Britt,
I
and
like
it is
that.
new guy Hudson, and they're all living together, all four, all living in one place,
I
and
like that.
we all you have to do is just build the shared like living room,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and
Some
that's
doors.
yeah,
That's it.
and that's a four place a place where four people can have scenes and mix things up.
I like that. I do. I like that. My
Yeah.
problem, okay, I know it's a soap opera, and I guess, sometimes they want shock value, like the old Brownstone days. Exactly. It's like Big Brother. Oh, don't start on Big Brother, folks. Don't start. Don't start.
Big
Uh,
brother.
Julie Chen Moonves. So let's love one another. Don't start. I hate that saying. Speaking of newer, all this stuff. So you have this Tristan Roberts guy. Now get this Hudson Parker guy, who originally that Ethan's now gone, folks. He beat him up, or whatever. He's gone. So Ethan is gone. But he's also Jasper Jack's VP of whatever. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, that I mean it's so weird. I mean, I guess we're now trying to set up a involvement with him and Joss.
Yeah.
And if, as always, like GH always loves to start it on just such an adversarial note when somebody comes in. And so they just have this Hudson being just well, one, they have both Hudson and Josslyn just being just just unnecessarily just rude to each other in the course of this conversation. I mean, it evolved from like, "Hey, nice to meet you," to all of a sudden, "You got to find somebody because I don't want anything to do with JJE." So, yeah, I mean, we know we're not getting the original portrayer of Jax back in the show again.
Oh no, folks.
That is not
Let me
happening.
let me explain something real quick with that one. It's almost like, well, they have songs like Ingo Rademacher will never be on GH ever again. After trying to sue them, after trying to defame them for years,
Yeah.
that ship has sailed. I'm shocked they just didn't kill him off and say you inherited this company. So they're keeping him. He's around the world, whatever. So yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean that actor is like set fire to every bridge that was there. Uh,
Yep.
and then when the fire was kind of going out and the bridge was still there, he poured more gasoline on the bridge and just to keep stoking those flames, just to make sure it was fully and surely and completely burned to the ground. But it's weird because Ethan was saying how terrible and dangerous uh the Delilah's baby daddy was. And we see him first looking for Ethan, which is what causes him to take off, and then tracks him down to Oslo and beats the heck out of him. Doesn't kill him, but just beats the heck out of him and promises to kill him if things don't go the way that as well as kill all his family in front of him first. And then we find out, nope, he's like the VP over at JJE at Next. So, and then Jax happens to be conveniently sailing around the world and is unreachable. So, I don't know. I could buy it. I don't think Jax is dead. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what this guy's. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know what this guy's game plan is, and but it's also like Jax. It doesn't really inspire me much if you were such an idiot that you hired this guy as your VP because clearly this guy's a monster.
Right.
Uh, okay, great.
Right. But this Hudson is somehow connected to Jerry. I don't care about him or if he's Phoebe's father. The whole Phoebe's father thing. So apparently he must be the father.
He is. Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
so. I mean that's why he's still. I mean, it's. I mean, I guess he had business with Josslyn already in Port Charles, but he's also there to keep an eye on Ava and figure out what the heck. So there's going to be some scenes where he's going to approach her and find out what the deal is, and she's going to be the one to realize, oh my God, you're the one that Ethan warned me about.
Right.
Uh, so I don't know. Uh, I guess it seems like they're trying to get him involved with Jocelyn because why have this
Yes.
unnecessarily antagonistic first meeting between them?
Yes. I agree.
Uh,
I just again, I'm kind of relaxing to the thought that Johnson's gonna just be WSB at this point. I'm kind of relaxing into it a little bit now. But it's just so weird bringing up this whole Jax thing. It's just so weird. They
yeah, I mean, it
put
really
that
came
out
out of the
there.
blue.
Yeah.
Yes.
They decided to put that out there. And I'm like, oh, okay.
But I mean, it does at least realistically make sense why Jocelyn would be like, why would he give this to me? I know nothing about running this company.
Right.
Which tracks with everything we've seen. Like, not once has Jocelyn and all the things that she's tried to explore as a career at school has any of them tied into wanting to run her father's business.
Right. Mm.
So I get why she wants to divest of all that, but uh, I assume they're in each other's orbit now. And so I don't know if it's going to be like just as a um, for a WSB point of view that she's going to want to keep tabs on him, or are they trying to build some sort of like new relationship with a bad boy?
I know. I'm like, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe he's the one that kills Brennan. Who knows?
That's a good question. That's a good thing to write. He might be the one who does that. Yes. I don't know. What's that? Don't know. They're interesting all these people. I'm like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I don't they're just a bunch of people coming in.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it's
know.
frustrating that Tristan's already been on the show a few weeks and we've seen hardly anything of him
Of course.
other than one scene with him and Brennan where he seems like he doesn't want WSB around him, even though like he's reporting to him. So like we have no idea. Like again, I get why people get frustrated because like we're not covering the stories for the people that are already on the show well enough. When you start adding more people, which I understand, new storylines are the lifeblood of a soap, but you also got to spend time developing them and expecting us to care so that when you do start showing your cards and revealing stuff. We're invested in these characters. Like if you start showing like start kicking like I care nothing about this Tristan Roberts guy right now.
Right.
Uh and so if you're wanting me to get invested in his story, like I got to first care about the guy first. You got to show me him having scenes with people, either rivalries with Britt, who he likes, who's kind with him, who he's annoyed, but like just general life stuff to get me just interested in wanting to see this guy on a more regular basis. And then, start showing me the storyline that you want to tell with him.
Yes.
Then I'll care.
Yeah,
But if you
yeah.
just start kicking the storyline and I don't care about this guy, doesn't
Right.
matter. Doesn't matter what you do with the storyline. I'm not going to
Right.
care. So who knows?
Again, you're right. The Tristan guys were around. They made a big deal about him, and nothing.
Speaking of new guys, going back to Officer Joe, like, I mean, again, I guess it was like, hey, we could just shoot today on the MetroCorp pool. So we have to have all our scenes happen there. Because I thought like Anna going up to Officer Joe at the pool to talk to him about all this stuff was ridiculous.
How are you doing? Even he was like, what's like that mean? Like, how you doing? Okay.
Uh,
And I was like, so yeah, it was a very weird scene. Um, and Jonathan, you get some coloring or some spray tan or something, a little pale there. That was just a big joke. I know Jonathan, he's a good guy. Anna standing there in her pencil skirt, her badge. So I guess she's back. Remember she said
back
a few
again.
times. Remember she did a few times for she's like Dante. I want to ease into it. Well, apparently she's back.
Yeah.
So I felt that scene was more about that than him.
Uh, yes, but also weird. Like it demands on his like either his day off. He went to court,
Right.
but otherwise he's not going to be swimming at the MetroCorp pool unless he's just having a day off. Like so it's weird that your boss on your time off is coming to where you're relaxing, uh, just have a chat with you. Like get out of here. It's his day off. Wait till
Well,
he's back in.
she said that. She goes, I know it's your day off or whatever. Blah, blah. It didn't
Oh,
stop her, but I know it's your day off. Um, it was more about that. I thought it was more about her than bringing it to Jordan. I feel like it was to try to give Jonathan Bennett his scenes because he probably has a guarantee. So remember that, folks. We have guarantees. So I just had a feeling that's what that was about. That was again. I'm gonna use the word again. Unnecessary.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's
yeah. I mean, things I like that come out of that scene is like I always like hearing Anna saying that she trusts Dante implicitly, which was just just nicely played into their previous conversation about the shooting and him losing the evidence, and that it wouldn't be found. That's just always a good reminder, just like how solid the two of them are.
yeah, that's true. I got good points on that one. That's true. Um, I just it's weird how for weeks I'm excited. I'm running home to watch GH. It's like the thing. I even upgraded my Hulu, so I have no ads now.
Oh,
And
baby,
that
yes.
I
Best way to
upgraded.
watch GH. I will watch
I
it on,
know.
I only exclusively watch it on Hulu now,
Yeah,
just so I don't have to worry about that inconvenience of fast forwarding to commercials.
I know my 1999. I pay a month all that. Pretty much last week was all necessary. Complete. I agree. I just there we go. You got to go out on his day off too. That's pretty fine. It's some of these scenes just I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know anymore.
I will tell you, one type of scene I don't need to see any more of. And that is Tracy talking to Brooklyn,
Oh,
about why she's not supposed to say anything about this accident.
see, I was going to overlook that. Like I was brought up earlier, and I was like, maybe we'll just gloss over that one because it's another unnecessary situation. Because I'm almost like at this point, I'm like, Let it come out. Because now, just when we thought there's no more obstacles between her and Chase, I feel like they still want Willow and Chase together. They do. As much as they talk about it, and they act about it, and now she has another secret still in there she didn't tell Chase. Break them
And,
up.
and oh, and the whole thing too is like when she says, "Oh, I can't." I mean, I had that moment and I didn't tell Chase, and I can't tell him now. It's like, yes, you can. You can absolutely tell him right now because you know if you have to tell him once the truth comes out, it's only going to be worse.
Right,
So just tell him now. Just tell
right.
him right now. And sure, it wasn't the time when you had your big talk with him, but it's going to be better than when it comes later. And you know Brooklyn is going to come later. We all know it's going to come later. So just like Brooklyn, you've already been through this. You already know what means when you hold on to a secret too long and then tell it, and it's always terrible. Just be smart. Just be smart. I would rather the show treat everybody with intelligence and say like Brooklyn tells him now. And yes, maybe it ends with Chase like saying like I can't do this anymore. Great. Then I would love that too. It just kickstart the storyline. It would just give it the shot of adrenaline it so desperately needs.
I agree.
I just cannot hear her be like, well, if I had only said like I don't want to hear it anymore. You've already done your pity party about this
I agree.
too many times.
I agree.
So say something or keep it to yourself to the day you die. But
That's
do
what I
one of
say.
the two and be definitive about it.
I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, now that so they signed the adoption, they got that all
Yes.
taken care of.
Yeah.
And I also don't need to have any more scenes about them kind of, like so. But what about the birth father? What if he ever is it going to be too detrimental for her to not know who her dad is? Who cares? Nobody cares. Nobody cares at
Right.
all.
I agree.
Ugh.
On all unnecessary. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. But they keep talking about it. So I'm saying they keep talking about it. So I'm like, so I'm going, that's kind of the point that they're leading to something. But again, it's going so slow.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, you're leading to something, but when are we gonna get there?
We're never we're we're never gonna get anywhere. Which is there's so many storylines that
Yes.
are happening right now on
Yeah.
GH. And dear Lord, guys, GH writers, we've said this before too, like with pacing. It's like you can go faster with some storylines. Like when you have this many storylines going, holy cow. There should be no excuse for why some can't be going faster than others. You could be coming up with cool action uh steadily for different storylines. If you run them at different paces, have the baby adoption storyline really blow up now, great. And then a little later on, we can have Drew and Ava and Sunny. That could blow up a little while later. Like you can stagger them out and then consistently keep the audience engaged because all these storylines are popping off at different times. But instead, you just sit on everything for forever.
Yes, you do. Well, now, kids, I just, uh,
Um, James, can we get into it? Can we
and but
please?
this time, I'm trying to make sure. Did we catch everything else, folks? We had 70 folks, 70 people in here. 70 people are watching. We're in here. Can we now go to the main event? Because I'm like, I think as folks in chat, did we catch everything? Tell us if we missed something real quick. Because I would say this for last on purpose. So I'm like, I'm seeing the chat says it's just POV. She's been there. So okay, so I'm like, just keep let us know we caught everything, so we can go into the storyline of all storylines. Let's see what the chat says. So I think we caught everything for the most part. Well, I don't think there's anything really else. Okay, you guys are okay. So anything you're watching, okay. So folks, we waited. Here we go. They said chatting. Here we go. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're good. So we're good. Okay, we caught everything. 95 minutes into the show. Here we go. Hour and a half. Drew comes out of the water. Apparently, Geo, we don't even see that Geo helped him. we don't so in a way I'm okay. It's kind of fun. We didn't see that part. Okay, that's fine. They wanted the shot. They wanted the macabre kind of shock value, right? Willow walks into her home and sees there's like it's dirt on the floor, a footprint with dirt on the floor. What could that be?
James,
And
just
she,
tell me if that was you and you walked in and you saw like a dirty, muddy footprint of a house it was bigger than anybody you knew that was walking around and that currently reside at your house, would you not, would your first move to being like, oh, I'm going to stop and put everything down and crouch down and touch that? Or would it be like, I am calling the cops or I'm heading out the door and
yeah,
or both?
like all the above. Yes, it would
Ugh.
not be. I would not be in there. Yeah, just it would be all the above. But she's on the ground. And I mean, that's why actually I didn't mind this part. This part was like, okay, let's get ready. We gotta do this. Okay, it's gonna get ready. And she looks up, and it's true. It's dark inside. He's wet. I'm in. I'm in. I'm like, okay, at that, right, Frank? We're in. We're like, okay,
Yes.
here we go. This is gonna be. Linda goes, when you put a light on before you walk into a room, I would. That's something I would turn a light on first. Hey, Linda, I'm with you. I would have done that first. That's very true. So right in the moment, we're gonna build this up, kids. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, okay. There, so we get in there. He's standing there. Her face. I'm like, let's do this. I have to agree with what Frank's probably about to say about this
Mhm.
whole thing. I will agree with him. No, here's the big things. It was too quick, cleaned up too fast. I needed longer time with Drew and Willow. I needed it. No, I'm sorry, Tammy Govey. Why Tammy Govey? You're not got a show right now. Why you text me? I needed Willow and Drew to go at it. That's what I needed. And then maybe Brennan and Nina running in and going, "Oh my god, that's a great ending." Then the next day, they're both just like maybe they're bloodied and battered, and they were fighting each other. I wanted him to call her all kinds of bitches. I wanted her to like try to stand up to him, like I don't care. I was waiting for that, but Frank, answer me this: did that happen?
It absolutely did not.
So I'm like, for me, you have me. I was ready. I was good. Nina going crazy and pushing him off. Loved it. I don't care. Loved it. Gio like, yeah, he's at home. You want to go home? I wonder why you want to go home. And then panicking to run over there. I loved it. I was like, okay, but I needed Willow to be there. I needed like a whole episode of them just like, I mean, knock down, hashing it out.
Yes, we were sat, as the kids like to say.
Yes,
And we did not get served.
we surely didn't.
Uh, they what a waste of this. I mean, it has been uh over 6 months that he'd been locked in, and all the stuff. And yes, we had scenes with Willow saying again and again why she did this and all that. And I wanted like Drew, all he goes, after I got on the stand. That's the only thing he says in reference to everything that Willow has told him over the past 6 months for why she did what she did. Uh, that was like I really wanted now that Drew can talk for them to have like a real knockdown, drag out argument about their relationship. All the highs, the lows, the ins, the outs, really just laying into each other about it. And we got none of that. None. Insane. Like for the first time you've set it up where those two could have an honest, real discussion about the toxicity of their relationship. And it did not happen at all. What a waste. What a waste.
I know in chat to go, James, you wanted Sammy versus EJ. Yes. I wanted Dan Furgal and Allison Sweeney type of shit on Days of Our Lives. Yes, that's what I wanted. They did it correctly over there. Over here, they didn't do it correctly. Um, Somebody goes, it was 7 months ago. It don't matter how long ago it was. It two went on forever, and it shit didn't happen. It was like, it's in the chat. Yeah. If he tried to strangle her, would have been great. Of course, I want Willow to fight back. That's the whole point. She's a new Willow. She's feeling cocky. I would have loved to go back, just back and verbally go back and for everything,
Yes.
everything. I mean, like I mean, Cameron Matheson sat in a fucking chair for fucking hour long. It fucking was. Let's give him something, and they didn't.
No. And then they just neutered that relationship. It's like, oh well, you can't say anything because we'll do this, and you can't say anything because then I'll do that. And it just went back to like, oh well, everybody's just going back to their own little corners. And we get again the thing that Drew just does so often, and the show just fails to always deliver on, where he's just like, I'm gonna make you pay. He'll say that to himself when he's like, oh, like he'll have agreed to something, and then that person leaves, and he'll just like, oh, I'm never gonna stop making you pay, blah blah blah. And it just never comes through. And it's just, oh, uh, such a waste. Such a
It's
waste.
for a storyline that everybody. I mean, I did a show on the whole Drew thing on his channel, and it got like almost 1,000 views. People were really like, "Oh my god, this was a." They could have done something spectacular. They really could have. I mean, they just could have. And Cameron and her and Katie McMullen would have done a great job. They would have done it. They would have done a great job. They didn't do it.
No, it's you so rarely have put yourself in a position where you could, like, it's all right there. It's just you've set yourself up a nice little platter to just have this moment. And for whatever reason, the show made the conscious choice of not doing it. I mean, they had every opportunity. They set it all up perfectly, and then they made the choice to like, no, no, no. We'll just have them kind of go around in circles for a little bit until Nina and Jack get there. Which is what it was. They just kept on just kind of repeating the same kind of thing again and again until Nina and Jack showed up, and then we get Willow with her like, oh, I'm gonna drop this ring, and she's just laughing and happy, and it's just like this was it. Like no, like how can we get invested in like the show has to have people suffer consequences at some point, and you want as a viewer you just want that release of like seeing somebody brought to justice or taken down, whatever you want to say it, but like you want to see somebody clearly lose. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to be able to build themselves back up again. That's what happens in soaps. Everybody's going to have their highest to highs, and they're going to get their lowest to lows, and you're going to see the fun of seeing how they bounce between those 2 points. And this is like you did nothing. You did nothing for this. Oh. And then you have Drew. Now that he can walk around, uh basically unchanged. As much as we talked about this for the longest time about what we wanted to see out of Drew, once he was out of that chair and he was able to talk and speak and move around, like this was like the worst case of all of it. It was the worst case of all of it. I cannot believe it. Like and it's frustrating to have other characters within scenes saying to him, like, you for however at 6, 7 months, you could not move, and this is how you choose to be when you come out of it.
Well, look at his scene with Alexis and Molly.
Awful, awful. And it's just like
He
his
ran over
inability.
there. He ran over there. Getting
Ugh.
it down. He ran. He ran. You get it. Ran it.
And why they are not writing this scene where I get why Drew, because he's just an awful character, why he would think like, oh, everybody's poisoning people around other people to hate me. And yes, we have seen scenes of the Quartermaines talk disparagingly about Drew, but not undeservedly. They've certainly been critical of his actions, and that has led them to talk about that. And they have not been uh, unafraid to share their opinions. But who they have not done that to are their children. Alexis has not talked badly about Drew to Scout, nor have the Quartermaines talked badly to Scout about Drew. to talk highly about Drew to Scout. So it's like none of them have done this, and so this is just Drew because this is what he would do. He has done this. He has talked disparagingly to children about their parents. He has done that. So I understand if you do those kind of things, you're going to expect other people are doing them as well. But we need scenes of people actually telling Drew what an idiot he is because he it's easily provable that nobody is trashing him to Scout when they could and they should and let her know your father's not a great dude. But they also know that a child loves their parent. And Scout clearly loves Drew. They've made that very clear. And even with the new Scout, they've made that very clear. Why nobody is making that clear to Drew that everybody has not interfered with his relationship with his daughter. I don't know.
I know. I yeah. And I just it was just so shocking. And then to have him with Ava all of a sudden. And at first, it felt like he was going to tell Ava everything about her friend. They chose not to because she doesn't really know because she doesn't really know anything. They're like, well, you were involved in it too. She's like, what are you talking about? And so, but now they have this kind of heartfelt conversation about their kids and about Sonny. I mean, I love me some Maura West. I love some more Ava, but I'm like, is this the storyline? Because since Ethan left her, that's done. And Sonny calling her in was dumb, again, unnecessary, and ultimatums. And I mean, it's just like, but they mentioned Avery, like you said, they mentioned something's coming up.
That was a horrible scene. And it served nothing
I agree.
but to be able to justify why you could try to set up Ava and Drew as a couple now. Like since the Ethan thing went bust, which is unfortunate. Oh man, what a travesty that is.
I
Uh,
know, I know, I know.
all right, tangent for 1 second. Yeah, I know that Nathan was only here for, the articles that said like they wanted him for 3, and he said I can't do 3, I can't do 2. I'll give you 4 months, which is what he did. He gave him 4 months. Why the show chose to handle the storytelling in this way with him, knowing they only had him for sure for 4 months, is ridiculous.
I
It just, it's they could have easily wrapped that up, his little bit within his window, and still brought in without having the need to recast, which just made the whole thing just crater at the end. But just so underbaked, like, like I think I know we've both talked about in the past how excited we were about his return compared to Lucky's. That there was stuff for him to do, there was stuff to be involved with, and it was exciting. And that was before I even knew that he's going to be out in 4 months. I mean, I only read that after the fact once the recast happened. Had I known from the top that it was only going to be 4 months, I certainly would have been more critical about the stuff that we got because it was what we got was fine, but it was fine comparatively to how GH, for whatever reason, is slowly pacing out storylines. If you know you only have an actor for 4 months, you've got to accelerate that storytelling for that part of the story exponentially to take advantage of this guy. Otherwise, then why have him on?
agree.
Ugh. So that
No,
my tangent for that. But now we get we unnecessarily. I cannot stand any more scenes of Sonny just being belligerent towards Ava when it comes to Avery. Those scenes are just tiresome.
yeah, I agree.
They were awful when they were doing them when Carly and Sonny were still together, and they're just still terrible now. Like we just don't need that. It, but if you're using that as a way to be able to put Ava and Drew together, uh, great. But like these storylines never go anywhere. They're like, I don't care about child custody storylines. I do not care at all about them. It doesn't matter to me.
No, everybody agrees with Frank 100%. They say agree with Frank. They wasted the time they had. Okay, yeah, it's there have been conflicting reports about Nathan Parsons and the whole situation. I've heard 10 different stories. Doesn't matter. The recaps felt like they just kind of found somebody off the street and threw him in there. Like I don't think there was like any thought behind him either. Because a good recaps could save a story sometimes. Good recaps can, but I usually get the Sam when Lindsay Hartley came in as Sam every once in a while. She was good. I was
Yeah,
okay with her. She was good. So a recap sometimes can do a good job. So again, they found some dude off the street, got him in there. He admirably did his job, but the chemistry was gone. And same with Brennan. I'm actually liking him and Nina's chemistry because it's kind of crazy. I'm kind of digging it actually. But as we know, we hear he's leaving, so that's not gonna do anything. But you know what I mean? It's like it's too many children. That's the problem. Too many children. I would say, because where's Donna?
Yeah, who
I mean,
knows?
like they're just plot devices, and you get all these old ladies, women makes no sense. No reason for them. There's other things you can do. So I don't know. It's yeah. So but back to Drew really quick. I was gonna say back to him. I don't mind if he's the same person or different or whatever. But I just felt like I need something. I need him to do something big for this all this 7 months of him sitting in there. I need to do something big. That's what I need to make up for some of this.
Yes, it's just like you wanted you want somebody to pay for
Right.
this. You want Will to suffer consequences. Like she suffered none. I mean, Drew was locked in, and that was a way like every but prior to January of this year, everybody wanted Drew either like killed off or done away with somehow. And the show found it created a way for all this time to change people's perceptions or at least create sympathy for Drew in this situation. As much as you hated him, you started feeling sympathy for a guy that was just locked in about this. And you were just waiting, like, okay, finally he's gonna get up and about, and then we're gonna see what's gonna happen. And then the show chose the worst way to have him come out of it by offering no consequence at all. It was like, oh, okay, Willow, you just go and still be a congressperson, and Drew will just go off and now just fume about stuff. And then we're gonna get like some unnecessarily antagonistic scene between Drew and Jason on Monday, where we we know Jason is not doesn't trust Drew, but he stood there right there at the boathouse, and he told Drew while he was right there to his, I mean, he's to his back, but we got to see a little side eye from Drew as he was listening. That he's like, yeah, we should take this moment to do a fresh start. I'm glad that's going to go absolutely nowhere. So, ugh, it's just, and then we had the Brooklyn and Drew scene where we have just the stupid beat of Danny dropping the T, which one Drew is sitting there in a bathing suit. So what is he worried about getting some tea dumped on him? He
I
was
know. I know.
then he starts freaking out. Oh, and then it's just gonna be we just use that as a scene to just like let Drew remind everybody that he still does not forgive the Quartermains and he's gonna make them pay. Ugh.
Yep.
Uh, yeah. And like I don't even understand like what like if you were looking at Sonny and Jason, I could understand, I guess, why he might feel this way about Jason. Jason's the mobster who's murdered people, and yet the family welcomes him back, and they don't do that for me. Sonny, like, who cares? What does he care about Sonny? Other than him just being like he's no longer a congressman. And for whatever his like feelings of him being a mobster in the town, like I feel like he only cares about Sonny because of his relationship with Jason.
Right.
And once you take Jason away from that, then what does he care about Sonny at all?
Right.
So I don't know where this is going.
I don't either. Couldn't tell you. Yes. Couldn't tell
Uh,
you.
yeah, and I guess I mean, the only because the way he was able to get himself to forgive Curtis was like his way in was as locked in. I could just see people taking away my child, and I would never wish that on anybody else. So whether it's with Ava, whether it's with Curtis, like this, he comes. The only thing he really comes out of this was just how important his relationship is with his child, and he would never want to have anybody else have to go through the pain of possibly losing their child. Okay, great.
So we got a super chat from our girls at the GH Sunday shift. They've been on our show several times.
Ah!
We love our ladies. You guys have to come back on. You guys have to come back on. Says, hi guys. Frank's frustration is speaking for all of us. Thank you for the 499, ladies. Thank you.
Oh, mwah.
We love you guys. Yeah,
You're the best.
check out GH Sunday Shift. They went to the convention. That was over the
Oh,
so they have pictures and stuff. So go check them out. They're on the social media. GH Sunday Shift. They went and 10th Floor GH went. So both of those, Matt and Kat, they both went to the events. So check out their content. I don't pay to go to events, so I don't do that. But they went. They just so check out there. Go to there. Tell them James and Frank sent you. Tell them.
woo!
No, but the ladies agree with you, Frank.
It's just it amazes me that GH why how they could have come up with such a colossal blunder on this. Like they created all these situations. They created these great moments for them to be able to execute on, and then they chose for whatever reason not to.
Yes.
I don't I don't understand on
And I
this.
mean, they had a chance to be really soapy. You know me, my soapy
Yes.
goodness. They had a chance to be really macabre, soapy. I mean, the setting they set it up. They had the setting there. I mean, it could have been really, really. I feel like Drew should have been away maybe even a little longer. Like he's like he swear like Gio dropped him off. And he's like he's out there somewhere. Like they could have done a bunch of stuff. But
Yeah.
they chose not to go that direction. I'm like, really? There's like a
Uh,
lot you could have really done with this.
oh, in a world where yeah, they thought maybe Drew had drowned, but no bodies found. So now it's just like, whoa, now what's up with Drew? And then him showing up somewhere who unexpectedly would have been great. And
I
you
agree.
know, it's the frustrating thing is like because you know GH can do soapy. You know they can.
Well, I know they
And then
can.
the Friday before ended with with Nina dumping him.
Yes,
It's worse for you and dumping him right into
I
the lake.
know.
That is
That was
pure
so good.
soapiness. Mwah!
That was so good. That was so good. And her crying about it, like, that's so Nina. Like it's so
Oh,
good. But
yes.
2 weeks later,
Oh,
week later, they could do that.
it's like, come on, GH, please. Oh,
I know. I know. Well, we've been on 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. We done did it. We talked about everything. We did. We caught you up the last 2 weeks. We caught you up. And anything else, Frank? I'm trying to think of anything else.
no, I will just say that's, I know we've had like the big writer regime changes and stuff like that. That was a big focus of uh like last year and stuff. And I would say uh like this has really like before I was like feeling like the show had improved and the pacing was all right. And overall, if you're looking at it to the prior regimes, it had improved. And like
Oh
this
no, no,
past
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah.
weeks,
Yeah,
these 2 past weeks have really shaken my confidence in just
I
what the
agree.
writing staff can do.
I totally agree. And as you guys know, several shows have new regimes. They have not hit in yet, but they have new regimes. They're working on that. So I was thinking the same thing. GH is one of the ones I'd run home and watch first. And now I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it. Well, actually, those shows are so bad. I'll catch it after Big Brother. That's why I've been watching it. So it's I don't know. They can redeem themselves, I guess. I'm just like they can. I mean, we'll see what they do, I guess.
Well, I mean, all they're gonna do now is they're gonna have Willow do something reckless or something, but she's still gonna be propped up. Uh, I mean, I like everybody telling her that, like, Willow, you still don't know the difference between just being exonerated or just they're oh gosh, the other one where we didn't have enough evidence, so we just withdrew the charges. Like you're not free, you're not double jeopardy. You can still get blamed for this, Willow. Yeah. So uh she just needs to be taken off for her hires, and the show is just really doing a great job of just building her up. And I'm sure she's gonna come out of this probably with better custody for the kids. And again, I
Uh,
don't care. I do not care about the kids. I don't care about them.
I
I don't
know,
care about
I know.
them.
They keep talking about them, but we got to see, like I said, you almost had that drink of that. I was like, oh my god, they have Wiley drink it. That's hilarious.
Oh, yes.
They didn't do that, of course.
Yeah, I really just need Michael and Willow storyline just to be done. I just, ugh. Let's just move on. Like, let's settle up the custody. Let's just make it 50-50, guys, and let's just go on our days.
I
Uh,
agree. I agree with that completely. It's just it's time. It's time to like yeah get some of this stuff wrapped up.
Yeah, because they have not. Yeah, they've just dragged this out. And if you're not going to give us a really soapy, satisfying kind of moment with Drew and Willow hashing it out and him getting revenge or Willow being taken down, that I don't care. Then just end some stuff and just move on. Ugh, what a
I
bummer.
agree. I agree, folks. That's your 2 hours of GH Kids. Frank and I each are going to now have to go run into traffic,
Yes.
cleanse ourselves, and dodge cars. After that, let's see what this week brings. Tomorrow morning I wake up every time. So I never told Frank this, but every morning I wake up. On my phone it says, "Here's the teaser for the week," and it's so that channel I get the teaser for the week.
Oh,
I was getting ready to see what they're going to show us for the week. So it'll be out tomorrow morning, I'm sure, and I'll wake up and say, "Oh my god," and not in a good way, but hopefully in a good way. Really good way. Thank you guys for saying great show. 71 people watching. The emails, Frank, they want to know.
here we go. We'll say a little prayer for me.
Forever and ever and ever you on, and I still love you forever. And
Uh, 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 here we go.
fourth, oh, 4,600, 400,061,774.
We did it.
See, you always say we did it. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think that's good.
Oh, we didn't do it.
I don't. We did it. I don't know if that's good. Yeah, we did it. It was all we did it.
We did it? Question mark.
Did it? I don't know how I feel about that. We did it. So yes. So folks, we'll see you next week. We'll be here. Sunday's the it's the 16th. I mean, we're already halfway through August. It's crazy. So we'll see you guys next week. Frank and I are going to talk about Big Brother real quick afterwards, our own time.
Yes.
We'll see you next week.
Big brother.
Yeah.